Hello, my name is Professor Doucette, and the purpose of this video is to show you how to do the crystallization experiment. But before we start, we want to make sure that we have all our proper safety clothing. Lab coat is on, all buttoned up, feels comfortable, easy to move around into. Safety goggles are placed over your eyes, and since we're working with chemicals in this experiment, we're going to want to have our safety gloves on. Okay, now that we have all the proper safety wear, we're ready to go, so let's get started. The majority of the time, you will be using a pump to distribute your chemicals to the glassware. The pump is a highly accurate apparatus that will distribute the proper amount of chemicals to your glassware for you to do the experiment. The first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that the setting is correct. If it's not correct, you can adjust the setting by turning this yellow knob up or down, and it will properly adjust the setting. Today we want the setting to be at 10 milliliters, and the setting is at 10 milliliters. The next thing you want to do, you want to make sure that the pump is primed. So what you do here is you turn this knob, this level, perpendicular, pump it up a few times, turn it back to the parallel position. Now it's open. Distribute a little bit of chemicals. And the reason for that is you want to make sure that this dead space, chemicals are now present in the dead space. So the pump is primed and ready to go. Of course, this you're going to get rid of in the proper waste container. The experiment calls for you to put 10 milliliters of ethanol into a 50 milliliter beakers. You just take the 50 milliliter beaker, lift the pump up slowly, push it down slowly, and now you have distributed 10 milliliters of ethanol to that 50 milliliter beaker. The experiment also calls for you to put 20 milliliters of ethanol in a 125 milliliter flask, Erlenmeyer flask. So that's going to take 2 pumps. Lift the pump up slowly, push down, lift the pump up slowly again, push down. Now you have distributed 20 milliliters of ethanol to the 125 milliliter Erlenmeyer flask. These chemicals are ready to use for your experiment now. When you weigh out a solid material, you'll be using a scale. It's accurate to 3 decimal places from a gram. The first thing you want to check is to make sure that this little bubble dot exactly is in the center. If not, you adjust it by turning these 2 legs until it does get exactly into the center. Second, we want to take a piece of weighing paper and put it gently on the scale. Then we're going to push tar, and this is going to make it go to 0. Today we're going to be using 1 gram of benzoid. Make sure you have the right compound. Take off the top of the compound and slowly scoop in until you get as close as possible to your 1 gram. Be patient. Okay, I got pretty close. I got 1.00, 1.000. Alright, put the top back on your chemicals. You can remove the glass. It makes it easier to remove this. Bring this to your workbench. Make sure everything's cleaned. If not, brush it off, clean it up. Put the glass back on. Make sure the chemical type's on. Everything looks as good as it was when you first came here. Now you're ready to take your chemicals to your workstation.